In the heart of a small village called Igo, there lived two sisters, Amaka and Nkechi. Amaka was gentle and kind-hearted, loved by all who knew her, while Nkechi was consumed by envy and bitterness. Nkechi hated Amaka because she was loved by many, kind-hearted and compassionate, while Nkechi on the other hand was violent and arrogant. She listened to no one and doesn't take advice from anybody. Their mother was late and their father was set to remarry another wife. So he went to the neighboring village and married a maiden named Amara. Amara was very beautiful and looked pleasing to the eye, but her heart was as dark as charcoal. She hated her stepchildren, and as fate will have it, she was unable to have a child of her own, and that deepened her hatred for her stepchildren, especially Amaka. Nkechi's jealousy deepened as she saw her sister's life seemingly blessed with happiness and abundance. Nkechi watched with resentment as Amaka received the love and affection that she so desperately craved. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't shake the feeling of inadequacy that was heavy at her heart, and she hated Amaka the more. One day, their father passed away, leaving Amaka and Nkechi under the care of their new stepmother, Amara. Unknown to them, Amara was a woman of dark desires. Harboring her own resentment toward Amaka, she fueled Nkechi's envy, whispering poisonous words into her ears. Stroking the flames of hatred, she decided to take advantage of Nkechi's hatred for Amaka to her own advantage. She began to manipulate Nkechi, filling her mind with different evil thoughts. Amara's manipulation took root in Nkechi's heart, twisting her perception of reality and deepening her bitterness towards her sister. Despite the toxicity around them, Amaka showed Nkechi love and continued to share a bond of sisterhood. But as the years passed, Nkechi's envy spread like a disease, poisoning her heart and driving a wedge between them. She doesn't see good in whatever Amaka does. Amaka reached out to Nkechi, hoping to mend their fractured relationship, but Nkechi's envy blinded her to her sister's genuine affection. She refused to listen to Amaka's plea for peace and love to be restored between them. As years went by, Amaka and Nkechi got married and gave birth to a baby girl each. Amaka's daughter was named Lily, while Nkechi's daughter named Rose. Amara, their stepmother, fueled by her own jealousy, concocted a plan to eliminate Amaka's daughter, Lily, the embodiment of everything she resented. She manipulated Nkechi into carrying out her evil scheme, promising her riches and power once Amaka and Lily were out of the picture. Nkechi, consumed by her envy, eagerly agreed to Amara's plan, seeing it as an opportunity to finally rid herself of the source of her misery. Nkechi, driven by her jealousy, followed Amara's instructions blindly. One fateful evening, she mixed a deadly poison into what she thought was Lily's meal, but tragically, it was her own daughter Rose who consumed the toxic concoction. As Rose lay dying in her arms, Nkechi's world crumbled around her, and the weight of her actions bore down on her conscience. Grief-stricken and consumed by guilt, Nkechi's mind spiraled into darkness. She couldn't bear to face the truth of what she had done, pushing the blame onto others to ease her own pain. The once bright and cheerful Nkechi became a shadow of her former self, her heart heavy with remorse and regret. Amara, seeing an opportunity in the chaos, convinced Nkechi to keep her involvement secret, framing it as an accident. Nkechi, drowning in guilt and shame, agreed, burying her conscience deeper beneath layers of lies. But no amount of deception could erase the truth of what had happened, and Nkechi's guilt continued to eat away at her from the inside. With Rose's death, Nkechi's envy only grew stronger. She became obsessed with destroying Lily, blaming her for everything that had gone wrong in her life. Meanwhile, Amara watched with satisfaction as her plan unfolded. Nkechi's heart hardened with each passing day, consumed by bitterness and resentment toward her sister and her daughter. Desperate to eliminate Lily, Nkechi sought out a notorious sorceress rumored to dabble in dark magic, The sorceress, drawn by Nkechi's desperation, offered her a potion that would ensure Lily's demise. Driven by her desire for vengeance, Nkechi accepted the sorceress' offer without hesitation, blinded by her own hatred. Nkechi administered the potion to Lily, but fate intervened, and Lily detected the poison before it could do any harm. Nkechi's fury knew no bounds as her plan once again crumbled before her eyes. As she watched Lily escape unharmed, a seed of doubt began to grow within Nkechi's heart, questioning the path she has chosen. Consumed by rage and desperation, Nkechi's humanity slipped away, replaced by a cold, calculating darkness. She became a mere puppet of her own envy, willing to do anything to see her desires fulfilled. But even as she plotted her next move, a flicker of doubt lingered in the back of her mind, whispering of the horrors she had unleashed. In her relentless pursuit of vengeance, Nkechi hatched a plan to drown Lily during a village festival, manipulating the river's currents, but nature itself seemed to conspire against her, thwarting her every move. As she stood in the riverbank, watching Lily play, unaware of the danger, Nkechi felt a pang of guilt pierce through her heart, momentarily halting her malicious intentions. As time passed, Nkechi's mind became consumed by darkness. She haunted the village like a spectre, her once vibrant spirit now twisted and corrupted by envy and hatred. Despite her outward appearance and confidence, inside, Nkechi was tormented by the demons of her own making, trapped in a circle of self-destructive thoughts. One moonlit night, Nkechi confronted Lily in the forest, a glint of madness in her eyes. But before she could enact her plan, Amaka stumbled upon them, witnessing the depth of her sister's depravity. Amaka's horrified expression mirrored the realization dawning on Nkechi, and for the first time, she saw the pain she has caused reflected back at her. Exposed by her wickedness, Nkechi fled into the night. She became a stranger among her own people, but even in exile, her heart remained black with hatred, her mind consumed by thoughts of revenge. As she wandered alone in the darkness, Nkechi couldn't escape the weight of her guilt, no matter how hard she tried to bury it. Alone and desperate, Nkechi sought out the sorceress once more, begging for a way to undo her past mistake. The sorceress offered her a deal, eternal servitude in exchange for the power to rewrite her history. Haunted by her past and desperate for redemption, Nkechi accepted the sorceress' offer, unaware of the true cost of her decisions. Nkechi, blinded by her desire for vengeance, accepted the sorceress' offer without hesitation, but as she delved deeper into darkness, she realized too late the true cost of her actions. The sorceress' magic twisted and wrapped Nkechi's soul, trapping her in a prison of her own making, far worse than any physical confinement. Trapped in a realm of shadows and despair, Nkechi's soul became twisted beyond recognition. She wandered the abyss, tormented by the echoes of her past, forever condemned to suffer for her sins. In her eternal prison, Nkechi faced the consequences of her actions, reliving her darkest moments over and over again, unable to break free from the circle of despair. Even in the darkest moments, Nkechi clung to her hatred, refusing to acknowledge the depth of her depravity. She became a cautionary tale, a reminder of the consequences of letting envy consume the soul. But deep down, a part of her yearned for forgiveness, a glimmer of hope in the darkness that threatened to consume her completely. As Nkechi languished in her prison, memories of her past life flooded her mind. She remembered the love she had once felt for her sister, the joy of the daughter's laughter, and the pain she had caused them both. In the depths of her despair, Nkechi finally realized the extent of her mistake. She wept for the daughter she had lost, for the sister she had betrayed, and for the person she had become. As the tears washed away the darkness that had clouded her heart, A faint light began to shine between her. For the first time in a long time, Nkechi felt a glimmer of hope, a chance for redemption amidst the shadows. And as she embraced the light within her, she knew that her journey was far from over, but she was determined to make amends for the pain she has caused and find forgiveness, even if it meant spending eternity trying. Thank you for watching.